Okay, we're going to find all the roots, all the complex roots. So that's imaginary and real for this polynomial equation in W. We'll start by factoring. They have a common factor of W. So we can pull out a W times W cubed plus 8 equals 0. Did you know that that first W is fine, but that second factor, that's W cubed plus 2 cubed, because 8 is 2 to the third power. That's a sum of 2 cubes. We have a formula for that. Do you remember that formula? It says A cubed plus B cubed factors as short parenthesis times long parenthesis. The short parenthesis is A plus B, and the long one is A squared minus A times B plus B squared. I'll put it in a cloud so you can memorize that one. Okay, let's use that. This is W times A plus B, W plus 2, times W squared minus 2 times W, or W times 2, plus 2 squared, which is 4, equals 0. Okay, so we've got a W factor. That's a first degree factor inside the parenthesis, and a first degree factor W plus 2, because W to the first power, right? But then there's a second degree factor. What are we going to do with that sucker? Well, you know what? We could factor it using imaginary numbers, but if you're not really sharp, and ready for that, you could always use the quadratic formula, man. That's the quickest way to go. So W equals, okay, remember the quadratic formula? It equals negative B, so it's negative 2, plus or minus a really long square root of B squared, so it's negative 2 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 4, all over 2 times A, which that's 2 times 1. And that simplifies down to, I'll let you fill in all the blanks. I'm just going to jump to positive 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 16 over 2, which simplifies further to 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 12 all over 2, and that goes all the way down to 2 plus or minus 2 times I times the square root of 3. When I pull out all the perfect squares and simplify, now I can factor a 2 out in the front, and it leaves 1 plus square root of 3 times I all over 2. And of course the 2's on the top and bottom are factors on the top and bottom. They're going to cancel. So I'm left with W equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 3 times I. You can put the I before the square root. That's fine too. And of course this dude, he gave us W equals 0 when we set him equal to 0. And we're going to union that together with this dude who gives us W equals negative 2 when we set him equal to 0 and solve. And then, of course, we got this result. And there are two numbers here, one with a plus sign, one with a minus sign. So we found 1, 2, 3, 4 solutions for this fourth degree equation. And they are as follows. Curly set bracket, 0, comma, negative 2, comma, 1, you can write this as plus or minus the square root of 3 times I, which is both of those two, all right? One with a plus sign and one with a minus sign.